Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. What a wonderful crowd and what a beautiful afternoon at the Shadows on the Teche. My name is Catherine Malone France. I'm the Senior Vice President for Historic Sites at the National Trust for Historic Preservation. As you know, many of you, I hope, the National Trust has been a part of this community for more than 50 years as the owner and the operator of the Shadows on the Teche. And I'm delighted to be here today, and we're honored to have been able to support the incredible production you're about to see with a grant from the National Trust's newly created African American Cultural Heritage Action Fund. We're funding projects all over the country that preserve and interpret African American history and culture. Projects just like what you are going to see today that truly bring history to life. And I'm particularly delighted to see so many young people in the crowd today. You know, we are all young at heart. Our best projects at our National Trust historic sites around the country are just like this one, in that they have deep local roots, but they also have national impacts and long lives. And I know that this one is going to be just that. I'm so grateful to all of our local partners here, and some of them will speak in a moment. Grateful to the staff here at the Shadows on the Teche, Pat Kale and her wonderful staff. To the Bunk Johnson Jazz Festival, the Bunk Johnson Brass Band, and many others who have supported this project. You know, preservation is not just painting a building or repointing a building. It's the work you're going to see today, which is about excavating and reclaiming and telling and retelling stories. And that work is incredibly important because I believe that it brings us together and it binds us together. And in doing so, I think it creates a more united and a more hopeful community and a more united and a more hopeful country. So thank you for being here with us today. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce one of our wonderful local partners, Judge Porter, who is representing the Bunk Johnson Jazz Festival.
Remember it. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Feels good out here. Feels great. It's wonderful to have you. Thank you all for coming and joining us for this absolutely wonderful opportunity to see Broadway on LA 182. I'd like to recognize and ask the members of the Board of Directors of the Bunk Johnson Festival to please stand so that you can be noted at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Bunk Johnson Brass Band will appear in the concert later to knock your socks off. All right? But Dwaylen Jackson, who is the band leader, is in the play. Mona Jackson, who's also on the board, is in the play as well. So you'll see those guys, and you'll see them a second time. We just want to thank the Shadows and the National Trust for asking us to be partners and to be with this terrific author and writer and creator. And now that I have given her a new name, Hurricane Bayeza. She is a wonder and a great treasure to not only the Shadows and this project, but to the world. Thank you.
We're still on. Thank you, Judge Porter, and thank you, Catherine. I'm going to be really brief because what I have to say is coming up next. I did want to, though, just thank the Trust and the Shadows for this wonderful opportunity, and in particular to thank the Bunk Johnson Jazz Festival Board, and in particular Judge Porter, Doc Gilbert, and Phoebe Hayes, who were just my wonderful tour guides in showing me the beauty and the wonder and the history and the richness and the struggle of this community. And I hope we have just begun to do it justice. This is the debut performance, so I'm really, really delighted to bring it to you, just to kind of show you what all of our efforts have wrought. And also I wanted to thank the many, many members of this community who consented to doing interviews with me and sharing your stories, sharing your knowledge, sharing your personal histories and philosophies. And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see who you are. But if you were someone who was interviewed by me, would you stand and just, because I know Phoebe, you were doing both things at the same time. So Judge Porter as well. Thank you, Mr. So I'm just really delighted to have gotten to know Bunk Johnson just a little bit, and to bring this work to you. And I hope you enjoy it. One last thing. If you have a cell phone, would you put it on silence? Because I know you want to take pictures, so that's all right. But we don't want to have anybody calling us up. Lastly, I did want to dedicate this afternoon's performance to my brilliant, beautiful, and blessed sister, Ensaki Shange, who just recently passed. And she was my mentor and muse, and one of my best friends, because my other one is my baby sister, Bisa, who is here with us today. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the show.
Testing. Deacon Roland John Lewis will offer an invocation at this time for us, please.
Let us begin in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. All that God has created and sustains, all the events he guides, and all human works that are good and have a good purpose, prompt those who believe to praise and bless the Lord with hearts and voices. He is the source and origin of every blessing. By this celebration today, we proclaim our belief that all things work together for the good of those who fear and love God. We are sure that in all things we must seek the help of God, so that in complete reliance on his will, we may in Christ do everything for his glory. We offer this prayer today through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
can't be famous and then not famous and then famous again.
Why not? Happens all the time.
That's just the way things are.
Just for a night, Maud. What harm will it do?
But we can't. We're supposed to.
It's
we know.
1949. These are modern times. Black man can go where he wants. We done saved the world for
Mr.
democracy.
Johnson.
Oh, shoot. After I cut my record, I might buy this joint. Bunk Johnson, back on top.
Let's go.
We can't just go. I invited people.
See what I got to put up with? Just because you work here
Used to work here.
don't mean you can traipse around.
Mr. Weeks won't mind. Me and him are like this.
Well, sorta. Weeks Hall here, and this is my place.
Shadows on the Tesh. 300 slaves, neck to yoke. Wasn't so welcoming to black folk.
Today is different. We're having a party. Need to bring some joy up in here.
Bunk Johnson, out of the shadows.
Lazarus, rising to walk again among the living.
You gotta forgive him. He don't know. He can't help himself.
Yes, sir. Old Bunk is back on track. Wonder who's coming. Did you get my letter?
We all did. Bunk Johnson.
He said he was a famous musician. Played with Louis Armstrong.
That's right.
Was there when jazz was born.
That's right.
Sometimes he would wander off and come back from who knows. He wrote me a letter once.
From jail.
Pencil script, down to the nib.
Dear period, Mr. period, weeks period, stop.
On toilet period, paper period, 10 long sheets. I kid you not.
Period.
Almost every word.
Like the words were notes and he was writing out a song.
10 sheets of toilet paper long.
Odd it seems to me, my yard man stirring up all this commotion.
Bunk, bunk, bunk. That Negro must have wrote me 100 times. Got a whole basket just for my bunk mail. A letter from Bunk was never too small notion. Get the whole life story.
Chapter and
Verse.
Mr. Louis Armstrong, my dear kind friend. Yes, I'm glad indeed to hear from you once more. It sure is good to be in touch with you again. Are you going to make good on that promise you made before?
My dear Weeks Hall, I'm sorry to disturb your peace, but them doggone cops that got me and put me in jail. I know my pay's past due for a couple of weeks, but could you maybe get an advance to make my bail?
It's a doggone shame that one of the creators of jazz has to make his living, God forgive him, mowing the grass. I'm nearly out of patience and almost out of cash, but I gotta believe this too shall pass.
Dear Doc Pearson, I'm writing you once again, trying to get some info about my mouth. You may recall I visited last fall when I was in the fight and my teeth have been knocked out.
My old friend Picou, I've been trying to get with you to put together some good cats for my band. Sadly, it's true, I'm surely overdue. Been jumping between the pot and the frying pan.
I need a set up place, he said. That will be top and bottom. Cause I can't play my trumpet at all, till I got him. The doctor told me they cost $175. Till I hear from you, old pal, I'm plumb out of luck. Oh, shucks.
To Big Bill Russell, lately of New York, I hear from good old Louis, you writing a book. No doubt about it, but I'm here to tell you, sport, if you want to know about jazz, old Bunk's the hook. I taught that boy most everything he knows.
Well, not quite.
That's
Gave me
right.
all his good secrets and how to blow.
That's right. Yours truly got the whole story, the Genesis in all its glory. I know every cat that played and every sound they ever made.
I can take you to the spots, yes, where the music first got hot.
And tell you about the greatest players who ever played.
Anything you want to know about a thing called jazz, Bunk Johnson's got the first word, and he's got the last. Yours truly got the whole story, the Genesis in all its glory. I know every cat that played and every sound they ever made. I can take you to the spots, yes, where the music first got hot, and tell you about the greatest players who ever played. Anything you want to know about a thing called jazz, Bunk Johnson's got the first word, and he's got the last.
Stop! Dear Bill, dear Louie, dear Mr. Weeks, dear Doc Flynn, old friend Pickoo, I wish you had written just one letter to me. A letter say, Dear Mo. Did you ever send me one?
Now, I want y'all to know that I'm a born-again, newly minted Catholic. Took catechism and everything late in life on account of one Maud Balkay here, my wife, to make an honest woman out of the women I've been living with half my life. Maud Balkay, come and dance with me. Your number one ending. Da 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 dee. Look, listen. Da 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 dee dee dee. Let's try it over. Look, listen.
You see why his name is Bunk. I call him Mr. Johnson to encourage better behavior. What good did that do?
Don't pay no attention to my wife. I, Willie Geary Bunk Johnson, have not had no small town life. I'm not originally from around here, New Iberia.
Seriously? Really? You gonna go there?
My band, my story, take a chair.
Bunk Johnson, out of the shadows.
First thing you need to know, I'm a descendant of the Congo Square. Born on Constant Street between Peters and Octavia in uptown New Orleans on the 27th December, 1879.
What? You told me 1889.
Draft notice said 82.
What difference it make? The date is of no importance. The place, that's what I'm talking about.
New Orleans.
Jewel of the South, mouth of the Mississippi, where all the world met up for one big juicy kiss. That's what I'm talking about. You got Natchez, Homer, Chittimata, Atacapa.
Spanish, French, German, Italian, and Dutch.
Zulu, Congo, Akan, Tutsi, and Twa.
And don't forget the Yoruba, Haitians, Bajans, Panamanians, Yankees, Cowpokes, and Arcadians, Catholics, Baptists, Muslim, and Jew, with a touch of the voodoo.
It was a crazy kind of Creole scene, black, white, and every shade in between. You might not talk on the street, but everybody's mixing up under the sheet. Oh, the whole world by its name, as a city with no night and no shade, a rumbling tumble of the town, 4 square miles of piercing and sound.
Brash as it was brassy, polyrhythmic, nice and nasty. The music played from dawn to dawn. Only his place where jazz could be born.
Come from where? Come from the growing, tender as the tenderloin, birthplace of the funky, but one half swagger, one half strut.
That's what I'm talking about. My hometown, the jewel of the South. Sweet, sweet black New Orleans, shiny black onyx of a thing.
The music played from dawn to dawn. Only this place where jazz could be born. A rumbling tumble of the town. 4 square miles of pure singing sound.
Talking about the jewel of the South. Sweet, sweet black New Orleans, shiny black onyx of a thing.
The music played from dawn to dawn. Only place where jazz could be born. A rumbling tumble of a town. 4 square miles of pure singing sound. 4 square miles of pure singing sound.
Take one long fella on the box guitar, just singing out his sorrow. Or one big healthy mama who can clear a whole field with a holler.
She sure can.
Oh, come down to New Orleans, running from night riders in their dreams.
I'm awake.
To 3 parts heaven and 5 parts hell, a place they all call Storyville.
Go on, tell them about it.
To everyone who's got another sad story to tell, I'm telling you now, you better bring something to say, 'cause it's 3 parts heaven to 5 parts hell. The light's always red in Storyville, where everyone's got another sad, sad story to tell.
I got a few of them.
You better bring you something to sell, something to sell, something to sell.
I'm broke.
Got rags here, fresh fish from the bay.
I'm fresh.
Hey, sailor, you coming my way?
No.
In a deal with the devil, got the devil to pay. No, it ain't breaking news. You gotta pay the man his dues. Them nightmares and follow you from the dust tracks on your shoes. No, it ain't breaking news. You gotta pay the man his dues. Them nightmares and follow you from the dust tracks on your shoes. As you go, like fixing a good pot of gumbo, jambalaya, red beans and rice, cooked up good with pepper and spice. Give you a deal if you treat me nice. Come on now, come on now.
My ma operated 3 restaurants.
Teresa's Food Wagons. Bring your bucket and I'll serve you up.
Red beans and rice, cabbage and cornbread.
With pure cane syrup in a cup. Best deal for the money you gonna find. Form a line, line up.
14 brothers and sisters, and we weren't living poor. The longshoremen and men with them big cotton screws, everybody knew her facing old Sturdivant where the grain was loaded. They lined up in a bunch for my mama's bucket lunch. That's how I hooked up with Buddy Bolden.
Charles Bolden, first name Buddy.
Boy, was he the king. First heard him in 95 playing in Lincoln Park. My feet been following ever since.
You can quote me on that.
Brother man, you could put this in print. Life ain't been the same since that faithful day I heard Bolden play. I was standing right beside the man I'm talking about, Buddy Bolden. He was a shining star, no one could hold a candle to him. I was there, you just gotta take my word. He was the greatest trumpeter that you ever heard. He was king, man could that horn sing. Boy, oh boy, I'm never gonna forget this.
The greatest trumpet player you ever heard waiting on my mama's lunch.
Hey, Mama Teresa, what you got there?
We got red beans and rice, buddy, stewed cabbage and a cup of syrup. You know that's the dish.
go give me some of that okra you got brewing in the back?
Come on, buddy, you're holding up the line. Draymond got to get back in time. You're holding up everything.
Listen up, man. Everybody wait on the king.
Improvising on a melody from four flats, from F sharp to B, bent notes all up in his head, just dancing in any old key, fast and furious fingering, as crazy as it was loud. Everywhere he went, that cat would draw a crowd. Say, downbeat on the floor, making you move till everybody was on their feet, dancing to the groove. From uptown to down, blasting his way to a new world of sound, till everything that went before was stomped into the ground. Downbeat on the floor, making you move till everybody was on their feet, dancing to the groove. From uptown to down, blasting his way to a new world of sound, till everything that went before was stomped into the ground. Boy, oh boy, what you say, kid?
Tongue-tied, standing beside him. I was trying to steady my knees.
Mr. Bolden, I'd like to take a chance, to sit in with you if I could.
He who falls down stays down. You ready?
He didn't know I had been going around getting the boys to teach me. I told him I couldn't read and would get them to play the parts and then run home to practice like it just come out of in its own. I'm crazy for that head music. But was I ready?
Ain't nothing worse than a man that gets cut from the bandstand. Stepping off stage, head down low, carrying your hat in your hands. Will he rise to the occasion or disappoint?
My test would come at Vic Dubois. Join over on Rampart Street.
You can come in on the break. Give you a chance to get rid of them shakes. Three blues, boys.
And he started playing that pure execution, pure pitch tone that pierced your ear. Notes coming out of his head like running water.
I'm a dead man, walking the slaughter. So I stepped in the center of the bandstand. Everybody looking at me. Is the young blood gonna be a man? Everybody looking to see, will he hold up or leave with his hat in his hand? What you think it's gonna be? But he stepped up, just egging me.
You wanna play with the king? Let's be able to sing. He who falls down stays down. Keep up or die, my oh my.
The crowd drew closer and closer, making bets as they was drinking. Buddy Bolton spitting out notes faster than I was thinking them. That's when the doubts began to creep and I became forlorn. How can I compete with Bolton on the horn? But then it popped into my head right out of the blue that day. The best thing that I can do instead was stay out of his way, countering his melody with a sweet tone and underplay, and find all the notes around him and play the Bunk Johnson way.
I'ma tell you, right to this day, old Bunk Johnson sucked blood all the way.
Buddy, 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 he sure can blow. Buddy, 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 look at that young blood go.
Downbeat on the floor, making you move till everybody was on their feet, dancing to the groove. From uptown to down, blasting his way to a new world of sound, till everything that went before was stomped into the ground. Say, downbeat on the floor, making you move till everybody was on their feet, dancing to the groove. From uptown to down, blasting his way to a new world of sound, till everything that went before was stomped into the ground. I say stomp into the ground. I say stomp into the ground.
When we got through, my shirt was wet clear through. But I had my first jazz gig.
My cheeks were sore, my lips were blue, but I was one smiling jig.
Baby boy, I didn't know you could play like that. You sound like licorice, sweet. You play the horn like a clarinet, melodic and complex, and that tone, ooh, Baby, you got it going on. Buddy gonna give you a chance to dance, making you my second trumpet.
But this be a cornet.
Well, so get yourself a new horn, baby. That cornet a bit brassier, but the trumpet more sassier. And that's just what you need. I carry the lead and you play the phrases around me. I jump in, you lay back. Buddy gonna give you a chance to dance.
And that's how I joined Buddy Bolden's band in 1895. From rag to rag, to blues to jazz, we swing.
All in the streets. Even the police horses would prance. Whole world just be dancing. Second line, just dance. It was Buddy Bolden that gave me my first chance. New Orleans.
Whenever we would play, even death took a holiday.
New Orleans.
Parades, picnics, dance halls, and juice. The women sweet as the cat is cool. And the blues be hot, cutting contests to the death, killing you with the music.
All over the city, we were the cats. Kids would follow us everywhere, trying to carry our hats.
Come on, sport, let's go head over to Lulu's.
Lulu's Mahogany Hall.
Women of all variety to please a man. All color of jewels in the night, and the lights of St. Louis. Only place you can get 3 shots.
Shot downstairs, shot upstairs, and shot in the room.
Hope it ain't Buck.
Buddy bouncing up the back steps 3 at a time.
Gotta keep up, young blood.
You forget, I play from behind. I'll be there when you get to the phone.
Just leave the door open.
There was this kid named Louie. Everybody called him Satchmo.
Cause his mouth was so big, it looked like a satchel.
Begging on the streets, he used to stuff pennies in his mouth to keep the kids from stealing.
Quit stealing my intimate finest with the people, man. Nobody asked you to do that.
Louis Armstrong, locked up in the Wharf's home on account of him firing a gun on New Year's Eve.
Come on, Bunk. Come on, man. Throw me a bone. Let me be your salty dog.
He would steal away from the home and follow me. Started after me to show him how to blow the cornet. When he heard the band would not be playing,
I'ma let you carry it. Hold it like it belonged to Gabriel.
I would let him carry it and school him a little on the side.
See, the only man who succeed on this horn play around the beat, hesitating, getting behind the pulse, creating suspense, anticipation of the next note, and a handkerchief around the piston to shield the fingering. You know, a handkerchief around the piston to keep the gig stealers from stealing. You want to hide your secrets? Use a handkerchief.
Now, you know that don't even sound right. Hello, cats. Old Satchmo speaking. About to dish out this jive as I see it.
Dago Tony's at Perdido. Louis was standing behind the piano and fooling around with my old cornet. I showed him how to hold it and place it to his mouth.
This is how you play the blues.
The blues is fundamental to all things.
His early recordings, all those licks Louis Armstrong learned from me.
Living only in the melody now, in the story.
He has my style, my tone, my vibrato. He said. That Negro sat right beside me and couldn't play a lick. Had to hum the tune alongside. I'm not saying ain't a bit of it the truth, but the bigger part,
I'm descended from Congo royalty. Nobody can take advantage of me. Louis wasn't the only one I brought up. I brought up Sidney Poitier. Had to go to his mama's house and ask her if he could play.
Some of those Negro New Orleans guys I grew up with, they old, shuffling along, can't remember nothing. Couldn't play a chorus to save their life. Whiskey heads, all dead. But Bunk, now there was a musician. Had the most beautiful tone, the best imagination, and the softest phrasing of any trumpet player in New Orleans. George Spot of the world. Maybe I ought to throw him a bone.
All over the city, we were the cats. Kids would follow us everywhere, trying to carry our hats.
Say, buddy, going over to Spanos to mess with Jelly Roll, crazy Creole piano player, Jimmy Parker on the drums. Let's go over there and give him a tuss. Done found out since Mr. Plessy, they just as black as the rest of us. Still, Jelly Roll, he do play some stride, got a finger reach out here about a mile wide.
Crescent City. Bars, honky tonks, dance halls, barrel houses, Upright pianos propped up against the wall. King Bolden, hey buddy.
That man of mine was a fine Boston man. He knew how to break your heart. You got to understand, a blues cat gotta look sharp.
But it was a looker. Made me want to stand next to him. Catch the afterglow. I wasn't so pretty as Buddy, you know. But I have my attributes. People say I had hush puppy eyes and $1 million smile, but
Buddy, buddy, buddy. Now there go a pretty man.
Chocolate brown skin, that sort of Creole nose or Indian. Tall and slender, chocolate man.
King
of the Chocolate City.
A terror with the ladies.
Everybody trying to get with me.
Say, hey buddy.
you gotta understand.
Man was a fine looking man. He knew how to break your heart.
You gotta understand. A blues cat gotta look sharp.
Heading over the Hatties.
Hattie Rogers, Colored Sporting House, and round by the bottom.
We play a little, then play a little.
The sickness of the sporting house. Some say that's what got him.
Done failed many a man. Joplin, Walker, and my good friend,
Buddy Bolden.
Man.
Most popular band in town, hands down. The King.
But
All kings fall down.
Greatest ragtime trumpet player all around. Keen tone, he could execute like hell and play in any key. He had a head, but lost it. Music too much, they say it was the drink, the gleek maybe. All them women, 3 parts hell, 5 parts heaven. Louisiana State Hospital by 1907. Howling mad.
Jazz is like taking a voyage on a vast ocean of sound. You gotta have your compass, your melody to go by, or you just get lost.
Lost his mind, lost his speech, stuttering words, jumping at things. I seen the signs. Too brilliant to stay shining. The music could be a demon sometime. Driving.
Mr. Johnson.
Jazz ain't nothing but the blues with rhythm. Rhythm and blues. New Orleans, sweet, bitter, sweet home. The city of my youth and dreams.
Well, how'd you end up in New Iberia then?
Well, if you must know, I'ma tell you a story. It starts with a woman, as stories often do. Starts with a woman, and don't you know, ends up with the blues.
Better hush.
It hurts so bad, I don't get around much anymore. Trouble standing with her arms crossed right at the door. How I came to New Iberia, Lord, Lord.
Well,
now there's a story I asked myself. It was 7. A great flood swept over the land.
I was staying with my sister.
Again, after you know the accident.
Will you quit calling my daughter an accident? Her name is Emily.
No need to be loud about it.
Anyway, I was staying with her again over in
Lake Charles. On account of my husband's people lived over there, and
New Iberia.
Where we had been living at was
underwater.
I was so glad not to be knee deep in mud and walking on dry land for once.
I put on my favorite black satin skirt, polka dot blouse, patent leather pumps, and my hat with a feather in it, and went out. Sis was waiting tables.
it was my husband Candy's joint.
So I got me in for free, right up front.
We come in, black women sitting together, sound like birds.
Soprano waves of laughter.
Really?
You want some?
Where'd you find that hat?
You think you look all right?
And then some.
When you getting married?
Sister, I am through having this conversation. Obviously not tonight. On second thought, I take that back.
I was playing with Tony Bob, and then everything was flooded from Memphis to Lake Pontchartrain, Before Tony's gig came through, I was working for an undertaker in Texas.
Times like this, you gotta find work where you can. Lake Charles.
The most humid city in the contiguous United States. I didn't need no handkerchief. I needed a mop. So, you know, we come in setting up and whatnot, Candy Dixon's place, and say, come on over and meet my wife's sister. And
I see this beautiful brown-skinned gal in polka dots and a feather in her hat. You know what happened after that?
we know how it ends. This how it began.
Feel the breeze, or skipping the stone, hear the birds, then kissing the girl, taking it easy or taking a stroll. Each single word like it's a pearl sitting close up under the trees by a stream, just walking along, stand inside her merrily whistling her favorite song. Feel the breeze, or skipping the stone, hear the birds, then kissing the girl, taking it easy or taking a stroll. Each single word like it's a pearl sitting close, whistling under the trees. And then before not too long, steady wondering while you start singing of settling down. The sky turned blue and the sun did shine, and so I said, oh baby, will you be mine? She said, oh no, I already know about your kind. Just tell me the truth, no use to lie. And so the sky turned blue and the sun did shine, and so I said, oh baby, will you be mine? Just tell me this, for I know to speak my mind.
You looking for a good woman or just a good time? Maud, he's a musician. Mud tracks just gonna drag you down.
I'd rather listen to my heart than to you. Besides, I think he's cute.
He does
have
have
a
a
very
very
nice
nice
smile.
smile.
Child, if you know what's good for you.
I'm nobody's child. I know my own mind.
Mark my words, you ain't never gonna get him to say I do.
That ain't all there is to life, being a wife.
Cook for myself, independent, make my own sauce.
I can make rice. I have a daughter, independent.
That right.
Her name's Emily.
Guess that makes us three.
So when the waters went down,
We were
We're family.
And New Iberia was my new hometown.
New Iberia. It was like New Orleans in miniature. You know, like golf. But seriously, after Buddy and watching that fast life up close.
breathe the air, see the sunrise.
Wandering off the path a bit, but I can do this. Me and the
Miss.
Life was good, making a decent living. Started playing with a local favorite, playing with Evan Thomas and his
Banner Orchestra.
Next to playing with Buddy Bolden, you couldn't ask for better than that. Evan Thomas was mean.
If Buddy was the king, Evan was the archbishop or something. Evan Thomas was the loudest doggone horn you ever heard.
Couldn't read for nothing, but he could play.
Boy, could he play. You could hear that horn from a mile away, even next town over.
He used to sit up in the store windows of True Friends Hall, going from window to window playing.
Till the joint be so full, room couldn't hold no more, inside and out.
Crowd carried him round on their shoulders. I couldn't play to that extreme, but nobody played like Bunk. But me, Bunk, the cool Bunk, the wise, knew how to read, how to count, how to improvise. Didn't go in for no highs and lows, stayed in the middle and worked that tone. Louis has my style.
We took a little house, shotgun.
Shack, over to School Alley.
We were a family, Bunk, my Emily, and me. See, from the beginning, he treated my daughter like she was his own. We were making ourselves a home.
Wasn't exactly heaven, but was making a decent living.
What's making a decent living? Playing the area, traveling around, town to town, Lafayette to Texas, and then we come to
Rain, rain, rain. After rain, rain, rain. Things were never the same.
When I rode out to town to Rain, I said I never want to see that place again. Rain, Louisiana, 1932.
Give it up!
Evan calls out.
I'll be glad when you're gone, you rascal, you. A one, a two, a 1, 2. Now I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. Well, I'll let you in my home, and you wouldn't leave my woman alone. I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you.
John Gilly, just out of Parchment, coming and sees Evan on the bandstand with his back turned. Now, Evan had been messing with his women right out in the open. Middle of the stomp, Gilly jumps up, middle of the stomp, the place was packed. Gilly jumps up like a maniac. Let go my clothes. Somebody gonna open your nose.
You've been fooling around my wife. I'm sure gonna take your life.
Now, I'll be glad when you die, you rascal, you. You sure gonna be dead when I get through. You'll be lying down 6 feet deep or hanging from a tree. I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. Oh, yeah.
Gilly shot it out from the jump stand, from the bandstand.
He stabbed Evan twice in the back and 3 times in the hand.
Evan stumbled and tumbled back and the whole joint scrambled.
Gilly went berserk
and turned the place to shambles.
Knife still bloody in his hand.
He ran after Evan as Evan ran.
You've been fooling with my wife. Can't do that to a man. I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you. You know you done me wrong, messed up my happy home. I'ma leave you hanging in a tree, ship your body to COD. I'll be glad when you're dead, you rascal, you.
Evan, who himself wasn't no small man, ducks between little George Lewis and my music stand. I got knocked back in my chair, and my trumpet flew in the air. Gilly reached right over my shoulder and slices Evan's throat. Blood spurting all over my shirt like a moat.
Knife still bloody in his hand.
He ran after Evan Thomas after Evan ran.
You've been fooling around my wife. I'm sure gonna take your life.
Evan somehow made it to the front of the club trying to get out. But the doggone door opened up instead of swinging out. And the people were so crowded inside, he couldn't get it open. So Gilly run up behind and stabbed him again. We all trying to get out, trying to run. When Gilly just got out of Parchment, pulls out a gun. Folks went flying like crows, had to join out the windows. Evan ran about a block and then died on the steps of the church. A man's pride. Somebody tell me, how much is that worth? Gilly's wife was a beautiful woman. I don't know if she didn't have something to do with her father getting killed, because she was one of those movable women. A lot of blood spilled. It was in rain. That old bastard Gilly came in with a knife and murdered my old friend.
Oh, the night that Evan Thomas died in the town of Rain. Never, no, never want to see a night like that again.
When I rode out the town of Rain, I said I never want to see that place again.
John Gilly killed a few people there. Killed a cop, got away. Then they shot him, but not before he had got a few of them. And
Evan had an ear and a tone. And for range and power, no comparison. Man, he can play his horn so high above the staff, you could swing it on a star.
As for myself,
head first out the window, knocked out cold.
He heard a terrible crash, came to him,
realized it was me.
Woke up the next day missing all his front teeth. Body ones just leaning on each other like they was drunk couples dancing. Look at you.
Wouldn't be playing no more. Trumpet busted, my teeth scattered on the floor. Where would I go? What could I do? What kind of man was I? Did anyone want to ask that? What kind of man?
Think of life like a series of chords, arpeggios.
Tried rice harvest, then came grinding, they called it.
Grinding season? Grinding season in New Orleans is Saturday night at the Funky Butt.
New Iberia is $1.75 a day. Conch shell, wake up, roll out, 5 a.m. No thank you. He decided to drive a truck or a tractor. Made up his mind to work hard till he died.
I've been trying to get $150 for 3 whole years.
Can't make that kind of money nowhere. Yet ain't got no other way but to put his shoulder to the wheel. Nose to the grind, plow to stone. He put his music down for good. Never felt so alone. So wrapped up in his pain, he couldn't even see me. But thick or thin, it say, even without a ring, not so pretty no more. But don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you. What would that make me?
Piece of string tied for a bridge.
Nursing him.
Notes came out like brittle, broken, cracked.
Not the same man. Lost his smile and his joy.
He's just an old drunk. Say he taught Louis Armstrong. Lend me some money. Hold my horn. Whiskey from a mason jar.
That's the trouble with the blues. To play the music good, The feeling has to be withstood.
Hard losing a part of yourself. I didn't realize till I lost my teeth.
You been tested.
For what? How am I supposed to... What am I supposed to do without my horn?
Nothing but an old drunk.
I know Louis Armstrong.
In your dreams, old man.
Who you calling him?
It got so bad he didn't want to do nothing.
Hopkins in Persian.
Compton LeBeau's General Store.
You forgot your Coke. Coca-Cola, I forgot you were a Coke person. What you say, Bunk?
Monsieur LeBeau, I want to pawn my horn.
Some guy coming from New York say you got a customer here. I gotta catch a train. I came all the way down here. Man, I come all the way down here to get my suits. You mean you gonna make me wait for a fella pawning some piece of junk? Some old bunk?
Right at this moment, he's my favorite customer.
Afternoon, Monsieur LeBeau.
Miss Dada, I'll be right with you.
What you saying, Bunk?
I want to pawn my instrument. I got a lady up in St. Martinville.
Oh, they grow them up there now. Which one is it today? Silver or gold?
Bunk, you're drinking too much.
Shoot, Monsieur LeBeau, drinking is an avocation. Drinking is big down here.
Monsieur LeBeau, what you got pretty for me?
I don't know, Miss Dada. What you have in mind?
Black Dot.
What you got to make me dazzle? I was told you might have something I liked. Ooh, that's nice.
Dorothy Gilmore.
A woman of imagination and enterprise.
As hard to get as she was easy on the eye.
Gal name of Black Dot, she was something else.
Living in a gingerbread house on the hill by herself.
Miss Black Dot, she was something else.
Serving gentlemen of influence and wealth.
In a vocation we all know too well.
If she was bourbon, she'd be top shelf.
Like an hourglass bottle you keep off of yourself. Miss Black Dot, she was something else.
Say, look, Bunk, when you gonna start playing again?
Leave me alone, woman. Unless you can tell me how to get a new set of teeth.
Field hands, sharecroppers, tied to the land. You got you a talent, Bunk. Where's your ambition? So you had a good year, but you come up short. You need to make you a new plan, sport. It's only one life from the good Lord you're giving. You best to give it all you got while you're living. You only got one life to live. You better give it all you got to give. That's some free advice from these ruby red lips. Life, baby. Have a little faith in the face of it.
Go on home, Bunk.
Where's that? Where's that at, huh?
Where's that?
Baby, won't you tell me what am I to do? For it seems we're never lately when I look at you, even without saying, I don't need a clue, for your eyes are saying, yes, your eyes are saying, your eyes are saying that I am through with you. Each time when I ask you, how was your day?
say fine, and then you simply turn and look away. Baby, won't you tell me what am I to do when in my heart, yes, in my heart I know it's true. Can it be true that I am losing you? It was all in his mind, Hopkins and perishing. Sometimes he'd pawn something, leave it, forget who he was.
Wait. What the?
Some folks tussling a bit. Two whores over from Hopkins Street. Mr. Hall and his man picking them up.
Yellow convertible? Who got that kind of car size you?
I drive a Cadillac, baby. That's a Carondelet. And that's Mr. Weeks.
Who?
Weeks Hall from the Shadows.
The what?
An old plantation now sitting in the middle of town. Shadows on the Tesh.
The what?
Tesh means snake. Old Indian name for the bayou. Your wife's people from there. Uptown Dixons. CK instead of X. The Vilts and the Dixon families worked for Week Halls since slave time. He don't hire from nothing but them old families. He peculiar.
You gotta know somebody.
No, I won't.
Oh, come on, Maud. You rather me work for the mud supply or the feed store?
I don't like going up there. Never been up there. Don't like thinking about it. Better just left that all behind. Who want to remember them days?
I'd rather remember than do.
I won't go up there. I won't lower myself to ask them for nothing. I just won't do it.
Just telling me my wife so I can get a job, baby.
Oh, you want me to be your wife when you need something.
I'm not going around with you like this over and over again. You can help me get a job or not.
I want a church wedding, upright and proper. Catholic, Father Edward says you must forego the Masons and that music.
Shoot, that's the only thing I've been trying to get back to. Took all these doggone jobs. That's the fact of it. If that's the price, I can't be no Catholic. Why you need somebody to sanctify what we got? When I done thrown my lot in you. Isn't that enough?
It's what people do. It's a sign you love somebody.
Love? You don't think I love you? Food on the table, money in the box, roof over your head. That's not proof? Treated your daughter like my own. Called this doggone swamp of a town my home. Isn't that enough?
You want to talk about love? Something home? Will you leave me here all alone in the shack in the back of an alley? One small room and a kitchen.
Always bitching.
And you just itching to get free.
How was that, huh? Swear to God, woman, you could be the death of me.
To hell with you. You hear me? I'm not going up there. I'm not doing it.
The
Shadows on the Tesh.
Me and Weeks Hall.
Walking 2 by 2. First day on the job.
The interview.
It's really not a mansion, but it does have a grand air, don't you think? I'm hoping it can be saved and that when the time comes, I can donate it to somewhere to preserve for posterity the way the South used to be. This is my hope.
No joke.
Backstairs for the slaves, front ones for the white folks.
He and his head man Clem showing off the homestead.
Wait, are those antlers on his head?
1819, 10,000 acres. Land grant from my Baron Carondelet. The bricks fired from our own red clay. Cypress beams from the swamp right back out yonder.
By how many hundred slaves, I wonder?
The manicured lawn you've got to keep green. All the sedges, all neatly trimmed. They'll go wild if you let them.
10 in the morning, 2 shades to the wind. Man, this is a kind of weird scene. Something wrong with him.
I am my mother's only child, late bloom to the vine. When she was 43 and my papa 59. She used to put pills on my tongue to control my stammer. Named me Weeks after some distant progenitor. Apt, I suppose, into present heir to a bankrupt life. Did you know Louisiana went from being the richest state in the nation to being the poorest overnight?
Overnight?
He mean the Civil War.
Oh, right.
The war between the states, the Great Rebellion. My great-grandma Mary, what a hellion. When the Union attacked, she retreated to the attic and refused to come back down.
I believe she's still up there and hanging around.
She's buried in the limestone grave right over there by the shade tree. I hope to lie beside her when the time comes. The last sign of a vanquished kingdom. Home, sweet home.
Built on sweet sugar juice, black sweat, blood and bones.
Let it be understood that there's a purpose no matter how accidental it may look. Everything must be assessed for habit, situation, sun, shade, color of broom. Oh, hell, the aspidestra are not doing well. We'll have to tend to them soon.
High as 3 men the bamboo wedges.
Strands of barbed wire hitting the hedges.
Nothing means more to me than this garden. Avoiding the modern world's loud intrusion. In fast-changing world, a placid seclusion.
From what?
For who?
The South, the way it used to be.
Mine is that thing called slavery.
This is my home. It is not an exhibit. Although all kinds of famous people have come down to visit. There was a great filmmaker, D. Duncan Griffith. His Birth of a Nation rewrote history.
Mine is, of course, that little thing called slavery.
Gorgeous, he raved. I've never seen anything like it. Divine. Rockefeller once gave my sister Sue a dime. Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, Uncle Remus, songs of the South. Mae West said, if Weeks, you can have a house and a friend, you're the best. Henry Miller, that writer whose novels got banned. Weeks, you're living and breathing in your own masterpiece. I am. I have a famous door full of all their signatures, the most prominent of persons cloaked in time.
If you weren't famous enough, he'd erase your name.
When you mow the grass, be careful of my rabbits and my
Poor Mac,
macaw and my spot dog. If you work for me, see Clem, he's got all the keys.
You don't come in the house, just work the yard.
Okie dokie.
Poor Mac.
Come along, Spot. Here, boy. Where's that doggone dog? Where are you at?
Mr. Hall don't tolerate no lounging about. You work the whole day, or you don't get paid.
Yeah, well, it's a dog life.
Mr. Hall want to see you over by the summer house.
Yeah, okay.
That was the spot where they go by the gazebo to shoot the breeze.
If you could have heard me back in the day, you know that I, Bunk Johnson, knew music. I played with Bolden, the King, and blew off the roof. Taught Joe Oliver, Buddy Pettit, Chris Kelly, and Young Lou too.
All over Storyville we roam, playing the music that only we own.
Pursuing my art, mastering it, focused. I failed in all other human endeavors or enterprise, love, family, children, and power. Loneliness isn't the worst of things. Not being able to work is worse. I've got to preserve some beauty. My house and story are open to you. Shadows on the test, looking over the bayou.
He drink absinthe sometimes. Come on, Mr. Hall. Let's go get you washed up and put to bed.
The story I wanted to tell you, I want to show you the beauty of the old South. Its glory. I never treated a black man with disrespect. This is the only place where a nigger isn't treated like one.
Come on, Mr. Hall.
All my boys will tell you. Every one of them. Isn't that right, Clem?
Mr. Hall, let's get to bed.
Every one of them.
How many, I wonder? I hear them sometime.
How many? How many?
How many? How many? How many have passed through here? How many? How many? These many years have passed through here. How many? How many? How many have passed through here? How many? How many? These many years
night, the last light dancing through the leaves, saying someone here, someone here, we're here, we're here.
On the ground neath my feet, the footsteps tread at the edge of the bayou tesh. A dent in the sand, in the shape of a hand, where we swam across the water, trying to see her again. The imprint of a heel dug into the banks, where she slept when she learned he was sold. In the shadows, Miss Shadows, missing like teeth from the mouth of an old man.
I have to get to the heads yet.
In the shape of the trees, in the gnarls and the knives, the hollowed eyes of surprise and disbelief, silent sighs of wind, the lives never mentioned, all signs of them absent, missing like teeth, like missing teeth from the mouth of an old man. Mouth of an old man. How many?
Leftovers.
You bringing home food you done fed to a dog.
Woman, go eat. Can't you see I'm busy?
Don't know where to start or what to do. Some men done stole my heart and left me with you. Won't you do me a favor and tell me this? Just who is this you left me with? Took my love like stock and barrel to the store pond to see what else you can hide or put her for loan. I said he took it all to feed that drinking Jones. I nearly lost my mind with just about everything I own, leaving me broke with a broken heart and broken home. If it wasn't for a stranger in my bed, I swear I'm living alone. Ooh, don't know where to start or what to do. Some men done stole my heart and left me with you. Won't you do me a favor and tell me this? Just who is this you left me with? Took my love like stock and barrel to the soda pond to see what else you can hide or put her for loan. I said he took it all to feed that drinking Jones. I nearly lost my mind with just about everything I own, leaving me broke with a broken heart and broken home. If it wasn't a stranger in my bed, I swear I'm living alone. Ooh, don't know where to start or what to do. Some man done stole my heart and left me with you. Don't you know it's the doggone truth? It might have started out love, but it ends here with the blues. It ends with the blues. It ends with the blues. Yeah.
Hello, cats. Old Satchmo speaking. About the dish I just jive as I see it. He got my style.
That's right.
My vibrato.
That's right.
My tone, my timing, and my obligato.
That's right.
He say I used to carry his hat. You imagine that?
That's right.
Everybody wanna get Louis.
That's right.
Everybody wanna get a piece of me.
That's right.
I came into town.
That's right.
Everybody hit me sitting on the throne.
That's right.
That Negro sat right
That's
beside
right.
me, and he could not play alone.
That's right.
Hey, my kings, queens, jacks, deuces, and boppers. My old Louis gonna get bumped them choppers. Guess it's time to drop in her little Deus ex machina. Please, Mr. Postman, deliver the enclosed letter to a Negro corner known to all, a musician from New Orleans, from whence he came, goes by the name of Bunk. Address unknown, somewhere in New Iberia.
Excuse me, Louis Armstrong sent me looking for an original jazz cat of Bunk Johnson. Would you happen to know?
Bunk? The yard man?
Some white dude shows up, tall as a stork, derby hat.
The name was Will Russell. I'm writing a book on jazz, the first official recounting. I want to chronicle how it came to pass.
He over there, mowing the grass.
And that's how Bunk Johnson got a new horn, a new outlook, and
New teeth, horn, band, gigs, 4-city tour. After 10 years, back on track.
With a new set of choppers, courtesy of yours truly. Sorta.
I thought that boy had a blow. Now I'm about to get famous. He act like he doesn't even know me.
now come on, Mr. Johnson. Louis is okay. He got you your teeth.
Yeah. Not the way he promised or when, and they don't quite fit.
You're smiling, ain't you?
Oh, come on, woman. You gonna give me grief all night?
I might. Bunk's not my name. You need to quit complaining, handsome as you ever was. The Lord has looked down on you and given you a second chance. Smile. You ain't smiled in 10 years.
Louis says you know all the history.
All the history and then some. Time to make some new. Time to show the world for all to see what you gonna do. May 17th, 1942. It was a real and great pleasure to me when the express man brought that fine Selma trumpet, and
I can really go at my age now.
I am only a real young man, and at 62 years old, I think the good Lord can make me have another 62 years. Now that is my prayer every note, every night.
Can you imagine my surprise when late one balmy night back at the Shadows, old Bunk showed up. He extended his hand to show me his new set of teeth, wrapped in tissue.
They don't quite fit, but at least I got my lip.
We walked on down to the bayou to the water's edge, and Bunk played me a solo, a solo by the Tesh.
June 4th, 1942.
Bunk took out his horn from the case and rubbed it, the finish till it shone.
Held it up for inspection and stepped upon a stone like he was stepping to a throne.
He whipped the valves.
And under a summer moon, he opened up the mournful tune.
I could not believe my ears.
Mr. Johnson hadn't played like that in years. Ooh.
Maud, how long we been together?
Let me see. Courtship, breakup, makeup, revival. We did that 3 or 4 times. And out of the 20 years we've been living together, off and on maybe 6 years altogether.
Make it 7. That sounds better. Excuse me for taking so long to write. Looking to hear from you real soon, and also the bills which came to me in the time of need, as I know that you understand our conditions here at home.
Slow down. Good Lord.
And with the help of the good Lord, Bunk is up and sitting around doing real fine, is the report of the doctor.
Since when? Your blood's going up to 200.
Where's the periods?
Don't start with me, Mr. Johnson. Don't nobody need a period after every word. And put your glasses on. You know you're supposed to wear them all the time. We have to be at the doctor's office up in Lafayette. I'm going to get my sister to drive us this Wednesday.
I don't want your old sister around. I don't need no doctor. I'm feeling good. Hand me my horn. I want to work my fingers.
You need to work your fingers on this typewriter so I can get some of this housework done. Emily's coming from school. Look at this mess. I can't get to my business for all of your copious correspondence, period.
He just gonna want to keep me.
To see if you keep as good as you're feeling. Check up on your blood, so he'll know.
I'll let you know. Maud.
What?
Maud, maybe we should get married.
Oh, quit talking nonsense.
No, listen, look, I want you to be taken care of.
And where you think you going? You a young man, so you keep telling me.
No, listen, look, Maud Balkay, woman I've been living with more than half my life. Will you be my wife?
You delirious. Let me check your pressure.
I'm serious. Come on now. We don't need no minister. We can go down to City Hall to register. I want to take care of you the way you took care of me. Want to make sure you get my pay when it come and my royalties. And Maud, when I was down and at my worst, you only saw the best.
Oh, come on. You just rest now. Western Union, I'd like to send a telegram, please. December 5th, 1948, stop. To William Russell, stop. Canton, Missouri, period.
Got no right to ask, but it just come to me. I've got no song without your melody. And now it's late, but I know this much is true. I'm a shadow of myself without you.
Bunk Johnson is worse, period. We'll let you know what happens next.
Maud?
Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson!
Bunk should be a happy story, like Louis when he smiles. The music is one brashy brash resistance cry, a cosmic symphony.
Cane silk tie, pressed wing collar, a butterfly, wide lapel suit, dark wool, store-bought, proper.
Ears so big they stand out like two cornucopias, ready to gather up all the sound.
Horns of plenty.
Gotta get it all in your head and let it dance round.
Bristly eyebrows of rapscallion, my music man.
Second trumpet to the best. Bolton, Evan, Armstrong.
Took the lead only late in life. That's what you hear on the records.
But was at his best when he was playing second, when he can stretch out and be free.
When he could dance around the melody.
Never a power player, always finesse. Play with first and last. Play with the best.
Always slightly behind the beat.
He gave me a solo performance, borrowed $5 to get home. I sometimes think he was indifferent to success, that he would have been happier with a part-time job mowing lawns. Are you someone important? How would you like to sign my door?
A friend of Bunk Johnson.
Oh, the silence of it all. Not the Bunk I knew. Just two cars in the procession. The music man laid to rest in complete silence. He needs a song. A song. Something.
There by the river of Babylon, we sat and wept, remembering Zion. There on the poplar where our hearts were, there are capitals, answers for a song.
They said, sing us songs of diversion, sing us one of your songs of Zion. How can we sing the songs of our Lord while captive in a foreign land? While captive in this faraway land.
If I forget you, Jerusalem, may I forget the skill of my hand. May my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth if I do not uphold my vow.
How can I forget Jerusalem, the place of my highest joy? How to forget what the Edomites did when Jerusalem they destroyed. They destroyed my highest joy.
Remember, Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that regardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy children against the stones. That's what the Psalms say. Happier still is the one who remembers our song.
Sing a song of Zion, the home for which I long. Happiest is the one who remembers the joy of our song. Oh,
can't go. We can't second line without the band.
Well, yeah.
Boy.